Hello, on today's video, I'm going to show you the secret numbers that you need to be tracking to know whether or not your law firm marketing is working online. So stick with me, and by the end of this, you will know those secret numbers that many marketing agencies don't want you to know about, because then if you did, you'd know the secret sauce and you'd be able to do it without them. But first, I want to talk to you a little bit about why it's important to know your numbers when it comes to your online marketing for your law firm. You've heard me say in previous videos, if you're not advertising your law firm online, then you're really probably not in business. Because if you're not advertising, you don't have a system in place to consistently drive new leads and new clients to your firm. And you're kind of, throwing things up against the wall to see what sticks with regard to strategy. If you have an advertising and marketing strategy for your law firm in place, then you're going to have a system and you're going to be able to track that system to know whether or not it's working and how much you can be spending. Because what if I could show you a way for your law firm, if you put in $1 here into your system and got $2 out, how much would you be putting in on this side? Pretty much unlimited dollars, wouldn't you? I mean, those are the law firms that I talk to about online marketing. When it kind of clicks for them and they understand that with a good online marketing system in place, and they can spend, basically turn on the spigot, spend as much as they want, get the clients that they want to coming in, and the revenues on the back end that are more than the advertising and marketing dollars, then they're willing to set that up and spend unlimited funds in order to make sure that their law firm has the clients that they need. And with regard to marketing and advertising, it all comes down to the numbers. All of your decisions with regard to your law firm marketing need to be driven by the numbers. If you have, for example, two different landing pages that you're comparing and you're running tests, if this one over here, A, is converting better than landing page B, then you go with A, and then maybe you test something new. And so maybe you have a video, you run it again, and you have a video on your landing page versus just a static picture. And if the video, again, is converting better than the static picture, then you go with the video. Everything in your marketing needs to be driven by the numbers, but you need to understand what the numbers are. And when I explain kind of, metrics and numbers with regard to, when I'm talking to attorneys and law firms, I explain that it's kind of like budgeting and accounting. If you think about it from a budgeting standpoint for your law firm, if you don't know what revenues are coming in on this side, you really don't know how much you can be spending on this side. So, what type of business would be out there not tracking their revenues in order to budget their spending? Not many, or at least not many that stick around very long. If you don't understand the numbers with regard to your law firm, then you're going to have a real hard time succeeding. And that is especially true with regard to your legal marketing. So let's get into the numbers with regard to marketing, because if you understand your numbers in your marketing system, you will know where things are broken and what needs to be worked on. So let me dive into these numbers and show you a real world example, so to speak, of the numbers that you should be tracking and the key metrics that you need to track. Whether you're working with an online marketing agency who's helping you or whether you're doing it yourself, you need to understand the numbers so that you can hold your agency accountable, or so that you can make sure you know where things are broken, where things need to be fixed. Now, in order to walk through a little example, I'm going to jump over here to my little blackboard, which if you've watched videos before and you've seen some of these, I like to use this because I can basically draw out for you an example and show you in, a real world example, the numbers that you should be looking at with regard to your legal marketing. So with regard to, I'm going to make this actually a little bit bigger here so you can see it for sure. Now let's say we've got a person here who is someone that's out searching on the internet. So they are a potential client. So they are doing some online searches on the internet. They've got a computer here. They're looking for a law firm. And let's say for your marketing system, the first element is a landing page. So let's say you've got a video up here, you've got some information down below, and then you've got a lead capture where you're collecting email in exchange for giving away maybe some video information or a ebook, something like that. But this is your landing page. So like I said earlier in the video, if you're testing a landing page for your digital marketing, you need to be testing different things. Maybe you're testing the information that you've put on there. Maybe you're testing the copy that's on there, the title at the top. You only want to be testing one thing at a time, but you always want to be testing to try to improve. And once you get it to a point where it's, great, it's working well and working great to bring in new leads, then you can kind of move on to other things. But with regard to your numbers that we're talking about here, the first thing that you want to know and you need to be tracking are the number of times. So let's just switch over to white here. The number of basically hits or people who are landing on your landing page. So that will tell you how many people are actually, so that says hits, number of hits, which indicates, the number of times someone is coming to your landing page. Because if you don't have anyone coming to your landing page, let's say, you're running ads that are driving people to this landing page. And so on this computer, what they're seeing are the ads. If you're not getting anyone coming to your landing page from your ad, then that's the first place you want to look, and you'll know, hey, I need to be working on my ad. Now, that's the first KPI, number one here. We'll put a big 1 right there. Number 2 is once they get to the landing page, are they actually entering their email address or whatever your action is that you're wanting them to do? Are they converting? Meaning, once someone lands on your page, what is their conversion rate? Okay. So if you had, for example, 100 people who land on your page and, 50 of them end up entering their email address, then you have a 50% conversion rate. Now, that's pretty unrealistic just to give you, so real world standpoint. From a real world standpoint, even a 2 or 3% or a 4 or 5% conversion rate is very good. So remember that if you're getting 10%, 20%, if you've got a really good offer and you're dialing in your ads and you are looking for your ideal client, so if you've got this dialed in with your ad and then you're able to get a good conversion rate, then okay, ads are working, conversion rate's working. And then from there, once someone's entered into your system, meaning you've got them and you've got their email, then they're considered a lead. So you want to know, what was my cost per lead Well, that's getting a little bit messy there. But basically, cost per lead, or in the industry, it's called CPL. So how much is your law firm paying, in their ad spend to get an actual lead on the back end? So that's the dollars. You want to think of it from a dollars and cents standpoint. Maybe we should actually put that in green because, money, green. But what are you paying in a cost per lead? So if you know how much you can spend and how much you're spending, and we'll put a link in this video to a previous video that I've done on another live stream broadcast where we talked about just your overall spending and knowing how much you can spend for your marketing. But if you know how much you're spending, then you want to look at how much are we paying per lead, because you know, and you should know, the value of a client to your law firm. So let's say a client, when they first come in the door, on average, a client will spend, $10,000 with our firm, or 20,000 or 50,000 or 100,000, whatever that number is. You should know what an average client, in revenues generating means for your firm. But then you can look at what are you paying in a cost per lead. And then you also, so that's kind of the third thing you want to look at. And then fourth, you want to see what's my cost per client, because every lead that comes in is not going to turn into a client. Think about it. You've got this funnel, as we use in the industry, where you're bringing these people in. And let me go back to my red. So this funnel where you've got people over here kind of in step one where they're searching. Then, step two, they're moving through your funnel where they've seen your ad and they've gone to your landing page. And then number three, they come in as a lead. So they're funneling through your marketing system. But you need to know, what does it cost me to get a client? Because you want to make sure, if your average value per client is like $10,000, then you want to work backwards and say, okay, I can spend, $500 to get a client. And you want to make sure that your cost per client is not exceeding what you can spend in order to get that client. Now, if you're a very brand new law firm, you may at the beginning spend more in knowing that you're trying to build a reputation, build a book of business. So you might spend more in order to build up that business for your law firm. But always be tracking these numbers to know, what's my hits? What are my number of hits? First and foremost, meaning how many people are coming to my landing page. Two, how many people are converting, and they're actually converting by entering their email. And then from that, you will know that's a lead. So how much did I have to spend in my ad spend in order to get that lead? And then of those leads, so let's say it cost you $100 per lead, and 1 in 10 leads turn into a client, then you're basically spending $1,000 per client. So those are the numbers that you need to know. And those are the key metrics that you need to keep in mind with regard to your law firm marketing. So if you're working with an agency or you're not working with an agency, if you're doing it yourself, just make sure you keep these key metrics and these numbers in mind, so you will know where along the process do I need to fix it. Is it my ad? Is my ad not working? Is my landing page not working, so I'm not converting? Or is my closing system, that once somebody becomes a lead, do I need better follow-up? Do I need better discussions on the back end to make sure I'm converting those leads into clients? Those are the ways that you can monitor your marketing system. And then once you have it all dialed in, as I said, if you know it costs you $1,000 to get a lead, but every lead, it costs you $1,000 to get a client, but every client's worth $10,000, then that's a tenfold return on your spend. So you can see why, if you have a good digital marketing system and you know your numbers, you can spend $1,000 every day or every week to get new clients that turn into $10,000 clients. spend that all day long, every week, 24/7, and keep those clients coming in and build your law firm and build it for long-term success, not just looking at the short term. I hope that helps you with regard to your law firm marketing. By the way, if you're looking for a good resource for technology on how to set up your, just initially even set up your law firm with regard to resources to use technology to do digital marketing for your law firm, I've got a great resource for you. It's called the 3 Simple Technology Tools That Can Transform Your Law Firm. There's a link on the bottom of the video now. You can go there, download that resource, look at it, and see how you can set up those resources for your law firm, and you can transform it into a money-making machine. If you need help, always feel free to come to us at Martindale Digital, and happy to help. We work with law firms and attorneys exclusively with regard to their digital marketing. That's all we have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this live stream, and I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow live at 5, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thanks so much.